extraordinary what's happened with Succession. And it shows us, I also think it's worth examining why. The cinema is great. I love the cinema. I've always passionate about the cinema. But it's not been in a good state of late. And television is growing incrementally all the time, especially with the long form. I think that's the great thing. We see that in shows like 10%, we see that in shows like Succession. I mean, the movies have been wonderful, but movies are now, they're so concerned with effects and, you know, lots of big bangs and big crashes. The delicacy is sometimes living, and that's what's so nice about being here, is you're reminded of the acting, which is pretty amazing. It's extraordinary what's happened with Succession. And it shows us, I also think it's worth examining why. Why is it such a successful show? And I think it's all, you know, it's very much in a tradition of those dynasty, Dallas type shows, you know, family inheritance. But there's also something more, it's more satirical, and it's got much more political edge to it. And it's also dealing with a real problem that we have about the rich and their lack of sensitivity to elsewhere, to what's going on, and the fact they live in this bubble.
I'm 100 feet tall. These people are pygmies.
Here they are. We have a song to sing.
They suffer from the fact that they are not, that they're spoilt in many ways, but their sense of the world is very perverted. The father doesn't have that. The father knows what the world is like, and he's more cynical about it, and more, I mean, I think that, but for me, the backstory for Logan is he is a disillusioned romantic, and disillusioned romantics always become cynics, and that's why he's moved. He probably started off with all the admirable things that one starts off with, all the virtuous things, and slowly, bit by bit, it's got eroded. And his biggest problem is his children. He loves them. If he didn't love them, it would be so much easier, because he would just go, boom. But that's been the problem throughout the whole show. And that's the humanity of the show. That's what I love about the way Jesse has formed the show, because it is a satire, but it's also on a very human level. I've been saying goodbye for characters for years. You know, I've played something like in the cinema, I've played over 200 roles. So goodbye is, in fact, I don't even say goodbye anymore, I just go, it's over. Logan's been a great gift, but it's only a time. You know, I've still got a lot more work to do. I'm not young, but I'm going back to the theatre, for one thing. I'm going to direct my own movie. I'm going back to the theatre because I want to know if I can still learn lines. My memory still works. If you start judging the person you're playing, you're screwed. Nobody starts off bad. They all become bad, or they can become bad, but they become bad, and you could draw a line through where somebody comes to that point where they make this departure into a sort of not a very nice person. Because we all start with from a relative innocent point of view, and it's how life affects us and how our psyches, the development of our psyches affect us. And that's the great job of being an actor. That's the thing that you're supposed to do, is to hold the mirror up to nature and show where it is. And I love that. I love that aspect of the job. That's why I believe in it. You know, I believe, for me, it's the one true church. Oh yeah, there are big similarities. We're both disappointed with the human experiment. You know, when you get to a certain age, you look back and you think, well, fuck up. You know, really, what have we done? Why are we still having wars? Why is that stupid cunt Putin still doing that stupid cuntish business, you know, that we should have got rid of a long time ago. And you're going, you know, special operations, my arse. You know, I mean, and you go, what is it? Why is it we never learn? Why is it we never gain the knowledge about who we are? I played Hermann Göring, and it was a fascinating role to play because it was a fascinating journey to go on to understand how does a man like him become a supporter of a man who turns out to be quite mad and quite evil, and how did he fall under his spell, and what was the thing in him that needed that. So that immediately becomes a human dilemma, and that's what the actor is interested in. That's what makes me want to say, I want to play Göring because I want to understand how did he get to that state. Well, Logan Roy would think, who's this crazy guy, and why am I talking to him? Why am I spending any time with him? And Hannibal Lecter would be looking at Logan Roy and thinking, this man isn't even an aperitif.